Today's edition of Broadband Action is brought to you in part by one of the gold sponsors at the CBAN Spring Summit, Patriot Communications. When it comes to fiber optic and structured cabling solutions, experience matters. Since 2006, Patriot Communications has been delivering award-winning fiber to the home and structured cabling services nationwide. With their veteran leadership and commitment to craftsmanship, Patriot has delivered amazing services to a number of CBAN members. So whether you're upgrading your network or starting from scratch, trust the experts who've been perfecting their craft for nearly 2 decades. Patriot Communications, thanks again for being a gold sponsor of the CBAN IAMU 2025 Spring Summit. We'd also like to thank RLM Underground. They're a family-owned telecommunications construction company specializing in underground and aerial construction, focusing on fiber optic deployment, small cell engineering, and telecommunications infrastructure. We want to thank RLM Underground for being a Spring Summit bronze sponsor. Another one of our bronze sponsors at the summit is ISG. From joint use management to field audits and inspections to utilities, distribution, planning, and design, you can count on ISG's telecommunications engineers for seamless delivery on your project. Thanks again for being part of the summit, ISG.
Curtis is supposed to be here. He does the intro. All right, I'll do the intro. Hello, and welcome to Broadband Action, the podcast of the Community Broadband Action Network. I am Jon Will, co-founder, and my usual co-host is Curtis Dean, which is not happening somehow. Where is he? I'm just going to go ahead and turn his camera on. He's probably there. Curtis, wake up.
What?
What's going on?
John?
We're recording a podcast.
Oh, crap. Is it tomorrow already?
It is tomorrow already.
Oh, geez. I'm sorry. I fell asleep last night here on my chair working on the summit. Let me hang on a second. Yesterday's coffee, it's probably cold, but anything will help, right?
That's right. Oh my goodness. Are you okay?
Yeah, that's the first time I've done a spit take around you since college.
Yeah, and we did whiskey that time.
Yeah. Okay, well, it helped. I'm feeling a little bit more awake, so sorry to keep.
That's okay. Let's start it off easy. We're here today to talk about the CBAN and Iowa Association of Municipal Utilities Spring Summit 2025. So since you've been working on this, you're going to know all this stuff. Let's just start with the top 5 reasons that everyone should come. Let's start with number 5. I'm really excited about this. It just shouldn't be number 1, but it really should be number 1 in our hearts. This year, CBAN is bringing for the first time, our brand new photo booth, sponsored by Cost Systems, who's going to create the Cosmosphere.
Yeah.
With all kinds of crazy props and all kinds of, it's going to be amazing.
It's going to be a blast. It'll be, get pictures of yourself. You'll be able to text or email those to yourselves. Grab a few friends, maybe some people from your team, maybe somebody you just met at the exhibit hall and stop in and to the photo booth area and get your picture taken. Thanks COS for making that happen.
That's right. No kissing though.
Probably not.
Okay. Number 4, also very important. So hard to pick priorities.
Yeah, I know.
Smaller size, more connection. The CBAN Spring Summit is smaller by design. We sell out at 200 people. We expect at least 150, and we hope that you are among those. It's so much better. People love the Spring Summit because they have we also build in lots of time for side meetings, connecting, conversation, and a chance to really catch up with your peers. You don't have to sneak away during lunch to get to know the people who you're attending with.
Well, John, you and I both go to conferences that are huge, right?
Yes, thousands of people.
And it's always interesting. Our exhibitors are always appreciative of a little bit smaller event like this because they've told me over and over again, I have more quality conversations at your event than I do some of the big national shows. So that's
I hear that a lot from communities who attend our show too. I'm sorry, Curtis, I didn't mean to step over you, but I hear that a lot from our communities that attend the show too, because they're not wandering around lost trying to figure out who to talk to or just trying to hit everything. We do so much work with communities who are either planning to stand up a broadband utility, in the process of doing that, or growing and strategizing their networks. And then we do so much support for our communities who are trying to keep the flame of digital adoption going. And it just gets to be really overwhelming in a super crowded setting, which those shows are great, but this show is for learning and connecting, and we do a great job of it every year. Number 3, we've got an exciting new feature this year called our showcases. And in our showcase rooms, we have a sponsor who takes over 2,000 square feet of space and creates an environment of learning, fun, demonstration, prizes and games, I understand.
Yep.
And this year, our showcase sponsors are Power and Tell, longtime friend and supporter of CBAN, and a relatively new entry to the CBAN family, Bonfire Communications.
Yep.
And we don't know everything that everyone has planned. It's still kind of a mystery, but we will see.
Surprises will abound.
Yes, you got to be there for that. Number 2, keynote speakers.
Mic drop. Boom.
Boom. 2 of our favorite people in all of the broadband community will be our keynote speakers this year. Our first day, we will be welcoming Deb Sosha, giving her first keynote speech since she retired from the Enterprise Center in Chattanooga. And our other keynote speaker is our buddy Dr. Christopher Ali. He's got a really long title. He's the Pioneers Chair
Just
and
call him
author and professor of telecommunications at Penn State University. And he is the author of the already published book, Farm Fresh Broadband, The Politics of Rural Connectivity. And he's about to drop a second book. And I think he's going to be telling us a bit about that on Wednesday. He will also be doing a fireside chat afterwards with Christopher Mitchell from the Institute for Local Self-Reliance. And we can't wait to welcome both of them.
Christopher times 2.
2 Chris's.
2 Chris's, one great session.
It can be done, and we are doing it.
We are doing it.
The number one reason to attend the CBAN IAMU 2025 Spring Summit is relevance. We have 3 session tracks to serve every category of our membership this year. Network transformation is our first track, and those sessions are focused on technical innovation, infrastructure upgrades, emerging technologies, and everything that you're just starting to think about.
Yeah, and or haven't even started to think about. Honestly, I think some of the cutting edge conversations we're going to have are going to be vital for our attendees, because one of the things at CBAN we try to bring to our members and all the people that we serve is to help them think about things they haven't had time to think about, and help them understand the challenges that those different topics may present and the opportunities they present. So that's what we got going on here.
This is going to be amazing.
Yep.
Our second track is New Pathways for Providers, and this is about business models, partnership opportunities, and strategic approaches. So how do we think bigger? How do we think at a higher level? How do we take the resources that we have and leverage and maximize those, but also look for partners who might have aligned resources?
Yep.
How do we stay open to partnership in new ways? That's going to be really necessary as things evolve so quickly. With all the background reasons we all know. Our third track is practical strategies for digital adoption, where we'll be looking at actionable ways that providers, community institutions, local governments, and others can take part in digital adoption, utilizing resources you already have in your community. This is ways to get the job done without lots of overhead. These are ways to start doing the work now, even if there's not a lot of money. And this is the approach that CBAN is going to be taking to digital adoption with our members. We know that work has to get done. And we know that it's not well-funded work, but that it's critically important that if we put fiber or other connectivity at someone's door, that they have to know how to really take advantage of that and enjoy the life improvements that come with it.
It's as vital of an investment as the infrastructure is right now for communities and providers, driving that adoption so that people are actually utilizing the services that you've all spent millions of dollars putting in the ground or
That's
on
right.
hold.
That's right. So we'll have all kinds of thoughts on that, and we look forward to hearing what you think as well. So those are the top 5 reasons, Curtis, the top 5 reasons people need to attend the summit.
Yeah. Well, and there's 472 other ones we didn't get into because this is only a 20 to 30-minute podcast. So, but trust us, there's lots of reasons.
That's
Each
right.
one of you that attends is a reason to attend. See?
Ooh, so that could be 200 more reasons.
Deep thoughts in the early morning.
Yeah. So you know what? I think this is a great time to take a housekeeping break.
I think you're right. And
Let's
now,
do that.
a moment of Zen.
Today's edition of Broadband Action is brought to you in part by many of our Spring Summit sponsors, including Arion. We're excited to have Arion as a bronze sponsor for our Spring Summit this year. Since 1988, Arion has provided a firm foundation of support for Iowa's independent and municipal broadband providers. Scale Computing joins us as a Spring Summit bronze sponsor as well. Scale offers support for data center, edge computing, data and ransomware protection, and much, much more. Thank you to the Scale Computing team for being a CBAN associate member and a Summit sponsor. Olson is one of the nation's leading telecommunications engineering firms, and we're excited to have them as a bronze sponsor of this year's Spring Summit. Olson can help you with network planning, inside and outside plant, intelligent transportation, and more. Thanks again to the Olson team.
Well, I'm refreshed. Thanks. That was great.
I'll tell you what, sometimes
everyone needs a moment of Zen every now and then, but I already did my lift. So the next top 5 is all you, Curtis.
Oh, I have to work now. I see.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. I don't care if
you went first because I was still a little bit in CP time. All right. Here are the top 5 things you need to take action on today so you can participate in the CBAN IAMU 2025 Spring Summit. Number 5, go to the CBAN website, our webpage that has the full information about the entire summit agenda. You can review it, see the speakers, see all of the great sessions that we have planned, presentations, product demos, all of that. I think that's going to be all the reason you need to click that register button. But do that now so you have an opportunity then to go to the other members of your team at your entity, your company, and say, hey, we need this person there. Our marketing person should be there. Our operations person should be there, so you can start building who is going to be attending and participating. So do that now.
Number 4.
Thank you. Number 4 is get registered. So you've seen it. You go, you see the website, you see all the great information, all the sessions and speakers. What do you got to do next? Well, you get registered. That's how we do things, right? You get registered, click that register button, get your team signed up. And the more the merrier as far as your team goes, because, you know, every person on your team brings a different perspective to the work you do. So if you bring 2 or 3 people, they're all going to learn a little something different. You can split people up if you have we have concurrent sessions, so you can send a person to one session while you sit in the other one. So it really also is vital for us as conference organizers to have that list as fully developed as we can earlier, because we have to plan for things like logistics, meals, all of that. And registering at the last minute, well, let's just say it puts stress on us, and you don't want to do that, do you? All right, number 3.
Wait.
Whoops, sorry.
We have incentives.
Oh, we do.
That's right.
But so wait, there's more.
There is more.
Awesome Ginsu knife if you register by
No, we are not giving away knives. Not
I
ever.
got a whole closet full of Ginsus back here. I don't know what to do with.
Well, that's because we weren't allowed to give them away last year either. We're never giving them away.
I used to be a sucker for the home shopping network, so I'm glad that habit got kicked.
But for our CBAN members, you probably either have already or will have in the next day or two an email in your inbox offering you a special discount code on top of your already reduced member discount price.
Forgot about that.
So you can attend the show for less than $200 if you register by March 31st. And if you're not a CBAN member yet, join up and we will apply your discount either when you register or retroactively. We've got the technology.
We have the technology to
That's right.
build
March
bigger,
31st,
stronger,
March
faster.
31st, March 31st.
What was that date?
It's March 31st.
Oh, thank goodness. I thought it was today.
Yeah, no, it's March 31st.
All right. Speaking of March 31st, number 3.
Number 3, that's also when our room block at the Gateway Hotel prices, that's when our discount prices end. So
Yes. You can register before 5 o'clock on March 31st. Get a room at the Gateway Hotel, which is where the conference venue is, for $134. That rate
which is
will
an
go up.
amazing rate.
Yeah.
An amazing rate. And it's a nice hotel.
And what you also, the longer you wait to get your hotel, the longer you wait. Even if the discount is gone, it might sell out. In which case, now you're driving all over Ames, Iowa to get to us, and you can't enjoy happy hour because you have to drive back to your other hotel. Oh, what a tortuous event.
Curtis, literally, this just in.
Yes.
I just received a notification that we only have 10 rooms left on the block.
How dare they?
For night
How
1.
dare you get that notification before me, but you're looking at your phone and I'm not.
Anyway, we've got 10 rooms left.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Chop, chop.
That's right.
All right. So sign up and reserve your room, and then we're on to number
2.
Was I
Which
going in the
is-
right order? I guess I did. Okay.
It really doesn't matter, Curtis.
It
Your
doesn't
top
matter.
5 is clearly kind of a mess, but we're going to get all the
Yeah. Well, I'm a little less organized because I just woke up.
I know, but that's not
Wave
on me.
master
Okay.
person, you.
Number 2.
Number
If
2,
you're-
if
if you're
you are
flying
flying into Iowa and you're coming from Hinder and Yon, and we do have people from both Hinder and Yon coming.
Yes.
You're going to be
registered
flying into the Des Moines International Airport, and the event is in Ames. Now, there is an Ames airport, but you're probably not going to charter a jet to come in. If you do, please let me know because we need to talk. But if you're flying to the Des Moines International Airport, it's about a 40-minute drive.
Yes.
So you need to plan ahead for that. Yes, ride shares are available out of the Des Moines Airport, but it might get a little spendy. We're talking probably $100. So you may want to compare the cost of a car rental versus a ride share, and choose wisely, I guess you would say.
That's
but
right. So if you're traveling with 2 or 3 people, it's going to be affordable for you to rent a car.
Yep.
Together. And
As a team, yep.
and we also would like to encourage people who might be traveling to coordinate and see about renting cars together. And you know what? As long as we're saying that, if anyone is interested in putting together, more of a notification system or like shares that way, let us know, and we'll try to put something together to help people connect and
Absolutely
be more efficient with that.
I would say just drop us an email right here at the hello@broadbandaction.com and say, hey, I would like to maybe figure out somebody else's who might want to share a ride.
That sounds great. And then we'll just connect the people who've reached out to see if there's any affinity there. Otherwise, though, the Des Moines Airport does sometimes run short of vehicles. So affordable ones, at least.
They get busy, yeah.
Yeah, they do get busy. It's actually a really busy airport. It is the biggest airport in the state, and so it is busy.
And it is international.
Yeah,
did
they ever add an international flight? It's been an international airport since I was a child.
Oh,
and I'm not a child now. So
international hot air balloons back then.
There you go. So anyway, yeah. So think about your transportation logistics between the airport and the conference center for sure.
Yep.
And the number one thing people need to do, though, what is the number one thing, Curtis?
Right. Spread the word.
Please tell
your friends, tell your competitors. I don't care. Tell whoever you want to. No, really, you have an amazing community and a network that you, our dear listener or viewer, have. Share this information with them because we'd like to see them too. The more different and diverse voices from different companies that come to this event, the better. And so we want you to share this. It'll also give you a chance to maybe invite some friends that you would enjoy spending some time with that you don't get to see very often. This is an annual gathering for a lot of the broadband companies in the Midwest. And so we want to see as many of you there as possible.
That's right. I think that about covers it.
It does. And hopefully we haven't driven anyone away from CBAN by our witty rapporteur.
Yeah, that, and you probably
Reporting?
really need a shower, but we don't have smell-o-vision yet, so.
We don't, but at least my CBAN shirt is still slightly unwrinkled after
Thank-
my
Thanks
night.
for sharing that. I appreciate it. Is there anything else about your wardrobe you want to share before we head out today?
Probably not, but I'm going to go make some hot coffee because I got a lot of work to do today.
Yeah, I think you should do that, and maybe also stand under some hot water. Your hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could use. Yeah.
Well, you know, some people have a bad hair day. Some people have a bad hair life.
I don't know what either of those things is, so
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Fair.
All right. Well, I just want to thank everyone for joining us for a rousing edition of Broadband Action, the CBAN podcast. I'm Jon Willow, CBAN co-founder, with my co-host, Curtis Dean. We'll see you next week, and we hope to see you in April at the Spring Summit.